everyone, and welcome to today's craft and how I made this cheeky little snowman. I think he's cheeky. He looks like he's got a personality of being cheeky, but we'll get into the video. So for today's craft, I'm using two of the bowls. These are from Poundland. They're just clear plastic. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to using these today. I've not used them in any craft yet. And then I'm also going to be using the auto spray paint in white and black. These are from Poundland, £1 a tin. In the end, I ended up using acrylic paint for the black, but I did buy the spray paint for doing the snowman. And then this was out of a mixture of pine cones that I had, and I'm going to use this for the nose when I cut off the end. So yeah, I would try to think about what else you could use for the nose, but other than cardboard I can't think of anything. Then I was planning on using some red berries. These are from Poundland, but I didn't use any in the end. You'll need some cardboard. This is just from an old cardboard box, and then you'll need some A4 card as well. And then I'm going to use some gold ribbon that I got from the market. I paid £1.99 for 2 meters of it, and that's for the hat. And then you'll need some wool and a pair of needles to knit a scarf if you want to knit a scarf. This is the first time I've knitted since I was a child, so I'm not going to show me knitting the scarf, but you could just buy one from a charity shop second hand for a couple of pounds. And I used the black sparkly wool from Poundland as well to do my scarf. So yeah, you'll also need a glue gun, a pair of scissors, a pair of tweezers, and a pen and a ruler, and we'll get into the craft. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start working on the hat. So I've got a 20-inch embroidery hoop that I'm going to use as a template, and this is going to be the rim of the hat. And all I'm going to do is just trace around it and cut it out on a piece of card from an old cardboard box. And I just used a pen to do this, and I just traced around really quickly. And then I used a pair of scissors, as this card isn't actually that thick, so it was quite easy to do with scissors instead of a craft knife. And I'll be back once that's done. So I've cut it out, and I've noticed that I don't really want it to just sit on top of the bowl, so I'm going to actually make a hole in the center as well, so it actually goes a lot lower on the bowl instead of just sitting right on the top. So I'm just measuring the middle of the circle, so I'm just popping where the center is. And obviously, depending on what size circle you cut will depend on where the center is for you. So, and then originally what I did was I just traced round the bottom of the bowl and cut that out, but I wasn't quite happy with it, so I'll show you what else I did with it in the end. But for starters, I just traced round the bottom of the bowl. And then I just cut that out of the center. And I'll be back when that's done. So I've cut the center out now, and I was happy that it was no longer just sitting on top of the bowl. And now I'm happy with the size of the rim of the hat. I'm going to go and spray paint the bowl all the way around both of them, including the bottoms and the sides. And I'm also going to spray paint this, I don't know what this is called, but I'm going to go and spray paint this white as well before I paint it orange. So I've been playing around with the hat, and I've decided that I want the rim to be a lot smaller. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to trace around a saucer, and then I'm going to cut that out. So I've done that. I'm much happier with this now. The inside of the hat wasn't looking right. So all I've done now is cut 2 strips of A4 card, and these are 4 inches high by the width of a piece of A4 card, and I'm just going to sellotape them together. And I'm only sellotaping it on one side, which will be the inside of the hat, so you won't see the sellotape. And then I'm just trimming off the ends. and this is going to be the inside of the hat. So I'm just making sure that the sellotape is obviously facing inside, and now I'm just going to use some hot glue and I'm going to glue the card into place. So to start it off, I just popped a little bit of hot glue in the inside of the circle and then just stuck the card to it. It doesn't matter about getting any glue on the outside of the card where you're gluing it, because you're going to be covering it up with ribbon, so it's not too bad if you do make a little bit of a mess. Mine wasn't that neat, but it's all hidden now with the ribbons. So, and then you just want to work your way around, sticking the card in the inside. And I'll be back once I've glued all the way around. So it's glued all the way around. I'm happy with how it's looking. It's all dry and we can do the top now. So because I drew around the saucer for the inside of the rim of the hat, I now know that if I draw around the same saucer, it will cover the top as well. So I'm just going to quickly draw around that. And then I'm just going to cut it out, but I'm going to cut it out slightly over the lines that we just drew. So it's a little bit larger than the saucer, like so. And it's just to make sure that it is big enough to stick on top. And then I just use some of the hot glue. Glued about a quarter of it. And then popped that into place. And then I'm just going to work around the rest of it and sticking it down. And I'll be back when that's done. So I've stuck it all the way around and it is overhanging on one of the sides. So all I'm going to do now is just trim that off with a pair of scissors. Like so. And yeah, I'm really happy with how it's looking. It's the first time I've ever made a hat, and yeah, probably won't be the last time. I'm sure I'll end up making more at some point, but yeah, I'm happy with it, how it's looking. So we can get on to decorating it now. So I'm going to actually use some acrylic paint, and I'm just going to use a small paintbrush, and I'm going to completely cover the whole of the hat. I was going to spray paint it, but because I'd spray painted white, I didn't want to spray paint black near it because I was just worried that it'd end up on top of it. So I just decided to do the acrylic black in acrylic paints. So yeah, I'm just going to completely cover the whole of the hat. I'm going to do all the way around the sides, the top of the hat, the rim of the hat, and I'm going to do underneath the rim as well, so there is nothing showing. And then I'm going to leave it to dry and I'll be back with the next step. So I've done that, it's drying, but now I'm just going to use a cotton, it's just, this is invisible thread, but I'm just using it as a stencil, and this is going to be for the eyes and also his stomach. Couldn't think of the word then, guys, and I did 5 but I only used 4 in the end. So I'm just going to draw around this as a stencil, cut them out, and again I'm going to paint these with the acrylic paint, and I'm going to make sure that I do around the sides and obviously all over the surface of the circles. So they're painted and they need to dry, and I'm just going to pop them to one side. And now I'm just going to paint I don't know what this is. I'm just going to paint this orange as for his nose, and yeah, let that dry while everything else is drying as well. I think I ended up doing 3 coats in the end of the orange. Yeah, I did 3 coats. I only did 1 coat of the black on the hat, and I did 2 coats on the buttons and his eyes. So I'm just adding the gold ribbon around the hat now, and all I did was just place it all the way around and then cut, and I'm just going to use some hot glue to stick it into place, and there we go. So we can actually start building him now. So I've decided which parts I want to face the front, and all I'm going to do is use a good amount of hot glue. Don't worry about if you go over the edge, it will be hidden with a scarf, so it's not that important. If you do make a mistake with the glue, it's not that bad, you won't see it. And then just place the one on top. And now we can add the hat. And I think it looks much better than it being balanced right on top of the bottom of the bowl. And I'm just going to add some glue around the rim. And stick it into place. I'm really chuffed with how it's looking. Now I finished his little snood or scarf, I'm just going to glue it to the back. I wanted him to look quite smart, so I went for black and gold. And then I'm going to place his nose on. I'm really impressed with his nose. I actually really like it. I'm glad I remembered that I had that. And then I'm just going to add his eyes in place again with some hot glue. He does. He looks really cheeky. You can tell he's got his own little personality already. And then I'm just going to add some buttons on his stomach. And then he's finished. I'm super happy with him. I'm really happy with him. I'm so happy with him, but I'm just going to add some decoration to his hat to make him a little bit more festive. And there he is. So I need to think of a name for him, and he's going to go in my small hall. I have two hallways, so my small hall is going to go in there. And I don't normally decorate that for Christmas, but I'm really liking the black and gold, so I think I'm going to do it black and gold for Christmas. So yeah, I'll vlog all that when I do Vlogmas, but I'm really happy with how he's turned out, and I hope you've enjoyed today's craft. And yeah, let me know if you give it a go. I would love to know how you get on when you create your own little snowman. So yeah, take care for now, guys. I will see you on Sunday for my last Halloween craft. And yeah, take care. Bye.